Hey, drop it low, drop it low. Hey, DJ, dear DJ, dear DJ. Drop it low, drop it low, drop it low. Dear DJ, dear DJ, dear DJ. Hey, y'all. Okay. Mm. We back with round two. We back with round two, ladies and gentlemen. I told you guys I was dripping and dropping two today. So let's get in tune with Dear DJ letter number two. All right, all right, all right, because we have a lot to touch base on. So let's get started with Dear DJ number two. Right, here we go. This letter says, girl, you cute, girl. Dear Deja, I am in a new relationship that started about 8 months ago with a man who has a 4-year-old daughter. My boyfriend's baby mother and I grew up in the same neighborhood, but we never spoke to or engaged one another, but we definitely know who each other are. When my boyfriend and I decided to publicize our relationship, not only were they not together, but he had a whole other girlfriend after his baby mother. But she acts as if I stole her man or something. She has never said anything to me per se, but she has popped a lot of shit about me to mutual friends we have from the old neighborhood. I don't tolerate disrespect and I can beat her ass, but I don't want to affect the relationship I'm trying to build with their daughter, and she knows the only way to get to my boyfriend is through their baby. I've spoken to him about the things I've heard she said about me, and he claims to have spoken to her, but I don't know if I believe that. I'm really trying, but I'm this close to putting my foot in her bum ass and saying fuck it all. I really need some advice on this one. Send help. Signed, a girlfriend on the go. Ooh, a girlfriend on go. I'm sorry. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. A girlfriend on go. I'm gonna call you Gigi. Hey Gigi girl. This situation is somewhat familiar to me. Not every aspect of what you're growing through, but I kind of understand where you're coming from, right? Okay, so let's stop here, right? One, I would have to ask, what's the relationship between you and your boyfriend? Because it sounds like to me, I just found things a little odd when you said, he says he spoke to her, but you don't know if you believe that. You guys' relationship sounds like it's really fresh, so I don't know how well you know him. And I don't mean in the sense like he's a stranger, but for you to say that you don't know if you believe that he had a conversation with his son's mom, it lets me know that you guys may not have got your footing on solid ground yet, meaning that the relationship is very new, and maybe you don't know the way he will respond to certain things, or you're not sure about the way he will respond to certain things, and that's why you're having a little apprehension with believing that he had some conversation with her. Because what I do know to be true is that when your relationship is solid, right? I mean, for the most part, from what I've experienced, you can believe and trust what your significant other says to you because y'all have built a solid foundation, right? So instead of it being like, oh, I don't really know if he really did that, it would be more so about you knowing that he did because you guys are so solid that you know what he would and wouldn't do, right? And granted, listen, people lie, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. I get all of that. So I understand that sometimes people are not always truthful with you. But if you're in a situation with a man and he knows that something is bothering you or triggering you or antagonizing you, and you don't trust that he's going to do anything about it, then this is not about the baby mother. This is about you guys. Let's start there. Before I even get to baby mama, I'm going to talk about what this means for you guys. Because if, again, relationships are very, 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 very important because they require a lot of work. People think that you walk into them and I love you and you love me and we move forward. No, I love you and you love me. So we put practices in place and we put things in place to show how much we love each other. And one of the things that I know that a person will love you, the person that loves you will do for you, is protect you. And if you're in a situation where you're being antagonized and picked with and bothered, and especially if it's because of that man, he should definitely be standing front and center and having your back. And you should also trust and believe that that's what he's doing. If he doesn't have the capacity to, check his baby mother or get the situation under control, in the sense that it doesn't allow her the opportunity to be disrespectful towards his new lady, then that's something that you and him need to revisit. And I really think so, because if you're going to say that you're not sure that he's following through with the plan, which I'm guessing that's what y'all put together, that he would be the person to have a conversation with her about what she's doing to you. If you're not sure if that's what's taking place and that's what's getting done, or you don't trust that that's what's getting done, then you have to question how solid you guys' relationship is. I'm sorry. You have to question that. You have to question that. And I'm not saying question it and break up over it, because it may just be a conversation that you guys need to have so you can hear more of what happened, if anything happened, and then also have a conversation about if nothing happened or if something more should be happening, And again, like I always tell people with Healing Hearts, you can't control anybody else in situations. You can only control yourself. And what I know to be true is, it sounds like what you're saying is that your boyfriend is a good dad, right? It sounds like you're saying he's a good dad. So if he's a good dad and you know that as his girlfriend, I can almost bet and guarantee that his daughter's mother knows that as well. And what could happen is, he can put up some parameters that would allow her to be less disrespectful, but it also wouldn't hinder him having a relationship with his daughter, and also wouldn't hinder you from having one with her. You know what I'm saying? But if he can't put up parameters on his side to show her, this is my lady and she's not to be disrespected, then I don't know what that means for you and him. And I'm just saying so because, again, I'm only using my personal experience. You have to have a man show you and prove to you how much he loves and respects you. And one of the ways I know that needs to happen is when somebody is doing something to you. That's just like having somebody on the street violate you or disrespect you. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to have my back. You're supposed to hold me down. And that's the same thing when it comes to your daughter mother, because at the end of the day, y'all are family because y'all have a daughter together, but y'all are not in a relationship. And in order for things to be solidified that you guys are not together and you're just trying to move forward and co-parent, you have to learn to put some things in place to make that happen. And I always tell people, you show people how to treat you, right? So I think that the baby mother might feel the comfort of doing and saying certain things because parameters haven't been put in place to check her when she does so. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you, as a woman, I've experienced this with guys that I've dated and they were my exes, and me and them still had a little dialogue. And when I said things about their new lady, I got checked right there. I got checked right there in the moment. And when I tried to go too far with it and ignore the checking, then the dialogue stopped. It was strictly just about if we had any business together, that's what it is. I'm not your friend. I don't want to be cool. I don't want to talk to you because you have no respect for me and my new situation. And granted, when people have children together, no, they cannot not speak. They need to have a dialogue. But if the dialogue is very cut and dry, I'm here to tell you that will bother anybody that has feelings for you. So if this woman, and I'm only guessing that the reason why she's doing all of these things is because she still has feelings for her baby father. If her baby father is only willing to have dialogue about the baby, is very cut, dry, and distant, that will cause her to scale back a little on those behaviors because she doesn't want to have that type of relationship with a man that she has feelings for. Not at all. Not at all. I don't care who you are. If you have feelings for a person and they are treating you like you don't exist other than talking about one specific situation and giving you no rhythm, no love, no attention, no anything, you're definitely going to change your behaviors because you still have feelings for that person. So if this man is not, and this is just from what you're telling me you think is not happening, if he's not taking the initiative to say, listen, you cannot disrespect my lady, and if you do, this is what will happen. And what will happen doesn't have to affect the relationship he has with his daughter. It doesn't have to affect the relationship you built with your daughter. You know, it will only affect their relationship. And it will affect it in a way that now I'm not trying to be friendly. I'm not trying to be cool. I'm not trying to be sweet. I'm not trying to be nice. I'm just trying to co-parent and push forward. Either one or two things will happen here. Either she will lose feelings because their relationship is very cut and dry and, you know, he has tunnel vision just about the daughter. Or she will stop showing her ass because she don't want to have that type of relationship with him. You know, so that's one of the ways that you could check in with that situation, is more so checking in with him, because you didn't share if you felt like he didn't say anything for whatever reason. It's one thing to say, I think he didn't say anything because he's scared of what she might do with the daughter, but it's another thing to say, I don't think he said anything because he don't want her to be mad or he don't want any problems. It doesn't matter at this point what she wants regarding a relationship between them. They're not together. So I think that's number one. I think you need to check on him before you go on Go Gigi. I think you need to check in with him because, listen, if a man that claims that they love you and want to be with you cannot protect you in situations where you need protection, especially if they're the reason why you need to be protected, then that may not be it. That may not be it. That may not be it. He may be having some situations with his child's mother and being very concerned with how she feels. And if you are concerned with a person that you are no longer with feelings more than you are concerned with the person that you are with feelings, then maybe you should be with that person. And I'm not trying to break you and your boo up. I'm just trying to share with you that you need to check in with him, because you can beat the baby mother ass, but if he still has feelings for her and he's allowing her to do certain things, it makes no sense to beat her ass because he's taking part in why y'all having the problems. So I think checking in with him first, because you did share that, you know, you don't believe he's holding up his end of the bargain, and that's not fair to you. Right? I always tell people, now let's talk about your how you can deal with his baby mother. Attention is the worst drug. Right? Attention is the worst drug. You know, and I tell people all the time, especially with social media now, it's even worse of a drug because people utilize that and they just take it to another level. They will go up there and post subliminal things about you and say things about you, and as you share, say things to other people, and so on and so forth. That brings me back to how solid you and your boyfriend's relationship is. It does not matter what anybody on the outside says or does. If you are in a solid situation, which I like to call the bubble, then it shouldn't matter what anybody else says or does, because y'all live in your own world, right? So if she wants to say things about you to other people, she has the right. She has the right. She can say whatever she wants out of her mouth, as long as she doesn't put her hands on you, and as long as these things aren't directly said to you, then she can say and do whatever she wants. The reason why these things are being said and done, because she has residual feelings for her baby father. If you guys are in your own bubble and loving on each other and trying to build and move forward, and what y'all have is solid, it wouldn't matter how she feels about him. It would only matter what you guys have. That's it. You know, so I know it irritates you to know that she's saying things about you and towards you and trying to antagonize you. That would annoy anybody. But you also have to keep in mind why she's doing it, because she wants to burst the bubble that you guys are in. And if that bubble is solid, nobody can do that. Nobody can do that. You should not let anybody in it to do that. Right? So that's surely up to you. You know, to say if you're going to allow what she's saying and doing to burst the bubble that you have with your man, especially if that bubble is solid. And that's the part that you need to be concerned with, and that's the part that you need to get clarity on. Not what they are doing, not what she is doing, not what's going on with the baby. You need to get it together with you guys and make sure what you building is solid. And then when you get clarity on, okay, this is how we moving, and you have somebody moving in accordance with you, then you guys can proceed to float forward. But if you're on one page and he's on another, I don't know how well that works for you reaching a medium with the child's mother. Because if she can see and know that things that she says and does is going to burst your bubble, then she's going to try to every time. She's going to try to every time. And it's up to you guys to let her or not. Or not. So this is a situation where it comes down to what you're building, who you're building it with, what you want that to look like, and how things should go. And that is a decision that you guys have to come together and make, right? It's not up to him to make it with her. It's not up for all three of you to make it together. It's not even up to you to make it with her. It's about you and him and the bubble that y'all live in. Or not. So I think it's more so about discarding what she says and does and checking in with your boyfriend. What are we doing here? Where are we going with this? What do you foresee in the future? What needs to happen so these behaviors can stop? Because I think that you guys can navigate this much better than this. But you have to be on solid ground. You have to be. Right? Another thing is, I always encourage people, and I learned this on my own. Do not listen to any outside influences. Do not. Because what I've learned about that is, if somebody is saying something negatively about me or trying to antagonize me or bother me or beef with me or fight with me, if you are really my friend or my family or somebody that loves me and you know that I'm not trying to go in that direction and I'm not trying to have that problem, why are you engaging me in what this person does? Why are you sharing this with me? Why are you coming back telling me? Allow them to do what they need to do. That has nothing to do with me. So what I will tell you is that do not let anybody come around and keep telling you what she said and telling you what she did. For what? For what? Unless you are interested in engaging in that and fighting with this young lady. And for what? Why would you fight over somebody that belongs to you? Why? Why? Would you fight over a car you owned? Would you fight over a house you bought? No, these things belong to you. So if this is your man, what's the need to fight over him? No. No. So when people are trying to engage you in conversation about her antics, you distance yourself from that. Because being human, it would only rile you up and make you want to say something and do something. And for what? Saying and doing what? First of all, she has not directly said anything to you. She has not directly done anything to you. She's just trying to get your attention. Attention is the worst drug. The worst drug. You know where you should be putting all your attention? Into what you and your boyfriend are building. And he should be doing the same. So that beefing with her and y'all have a problem and y'all have beef because she said and she did. She said and she did all she needed to say and do from a distance. She's allowed. She's allowed. As long as she's not disrespecting you or putting her hands on you in your face to make an issue with you, allow her to do whatever she needs to do to try to burst you guys' bubble. But if it's solid, like you're saying it is, then she can't. She cannot. And her efforts will fall on deaf ears and eventually she will stop. She will stop. Because as you can see, you're not able to get in what we have. So I encourage you to remember the line, attention is the worst drug, you know, and that's all people want to get from you, including the folks that's coming back telling you they're looking for a reaction, they want to see a show. No. No. For what? What am I putting on the show about? A man that belongs to me? Why would I? Why would I? As you said in the letter, I didn't take this girl's man. I didn't ruin their relationship. I wasn't in the center of their shit. They broke up. I saw an opportunity. I took it. It's okay for her to be upset about that. This is not about her. Your relationship is about you and your man. make sure you put all your attention and focus on him and on that. Okay? So moving forward, Gigi, this is not about, you beefing with another woman and so on and so forth. This is about a test. This is about a test to see if your relationship is as strong as you're trying to build it to be or as you think it is. What are you going to do? You can't fail. Not when you're trying to build something so solid and so beautiful with somebody that I believe you love. So how about you focus on your relationship and how to keep that solid and how to help it build and how to help it grow and to make sure you're doing this with somebody who wants to do this as well. So if your man loves you, then he should have your back and you should have his, and you should trust that he has yours and vice versa, and y'all can proceed to move forward. She can do whatever she wants. That has nothing to do with you. She can say whatever she wants. You ever heard the saying, what people think of me is none of my business? It's okay. It's okay to be angry with me as long as you're not violating me and putting your hands on me, and as long as my man is here securing our bubble, then you can say and do and feel however you want. And the moment that you start giving attention to that, then you'll have a bigger problem than what you have now. Attention is the worst drug. Focus on you, your man, and y'all bubble. Let her focus on being a mom. Okay? So I hope, Gigi, that, this helped, and I just want you to keep in mind, as I said, if you are in love and you have someone who loves you back, then they're going to have your back. And that's what you rely on him for. You do not want to, get in a physical altercation with somebody that he's going to have to deal with for forever, because then I will put you guys at a distance always. So when it's things happening for the babies, like parties, and graduations, you will be excluded because you didn't beat the baby mother ass. So how about you let him handle this and trust that he is, but he needs to. And again, if you are in a situation with a person who cannot have your back and support you, then you need to reevaluate this relationship. Okay? So, you got work to do, my dear. Work to do on you and your relationship. You have no work to do with that other young lady. She's not your responsibility. What she thinks of you is none of your business. Okay? So I hope this helped. Again, I'm going to say this again. You guys like, share, comment, subscribe, like, share, comment. Make sure you check in. I'm going to leave all of my social media information down in the description box. You guys make sure you subscribe to my channel because I have plenty of more content coming. I'm going to be recording 2 Dear Deejas per week. I'm not going to fall off course this time. I'm ready. I'm on go. Gigi, don't beat nobody ass. They ain't worth it. I'ma holla at y'all.